welcome to my channel and thanks for tuning into this video. Today I'm going to be reviewing and demonstrating the new Westman Atelier Lip Suede in Les Nudes. That's what it looks like, so I'm going to put each of these shades on my lips on its own, and then I'm going to create sort of a more custom color for myself. I'm gonna do swatches, and I'm gonna do a comparison with one other thing in my collection that I think could be quite similar to this. So if you'd like to see all of that, just keep on watching. So here is the Lip Suede Les Nudes. The compact is gorgeous. It's the same type of compact as the bronzer and the other Lip Suede. I don't have the other Lip Suede, but it's the same size as that one. And this is what the four colors look like, and this is, I think, the first one of Westman Atelier's products that is actually refillable. So you can see there's this little hole in the back here. You can just poke it through, and if you were to go through this whole little palette, you would be able to just buy a refill and replace it. So I think that's great. And I just wanted to read a little bit about what the brand is saying about this, because this product is a bit different from the other lip suede that they have. So they say, clean, customizable, everyday lip color. This intuitively easy palette contains 4 nude shades. Nourishing jojoba oil and volume boosting peptides leave lips conditioned and plumped with a sheer hydrated finish. Ultra flattering nudes in a warm rose, peony, cafe creme, and mulled wine can be worn alone or custom mixed. Sheer suede texture made with 100% natural pigments in a preservative-free and petrolatum-free base. So one of the keys there is sheer. I think the other lip suede is not meant to be sheer, but this one is a little bit different. She wanted these to be sheer, so I have to keep that in mind when I'm doing my review, that was the intention. And just to go through the shades as they were describing them. So this one here, I think on the bottom, is the warm rose. Then the next one up is peony. Then we have the cafe creme, and then we have the mulled wine. So I think for me, the most likely way that I'm going to be using these is to mix them, but I want to show each one separately just so we can see how they look and how they apply. And then I think what I'll do is kind of create my own custom lip look. A couple of other things they say on the website. So it took years to develop nude shades that bring life and luminosity to the skin, the precise balance of sheerness, the perfect ratio of tones. If you think a nude lip isn't for you, this palette will change your mind. And then it says, wear the deeper shades in this palette as a lip tone enhancer. The cool pink and beigey shades, so those are the 2 middle shades, soften natural lip tone. So I guess the idea is top and bottom are to bring a little bit of depth and color, and these 2 are to tone down the color. Let's just get right into it. Oh, it comes with this nice little linen pouch as well. They used to do these faux leather pouches, but I think they're moving all of their pouches into this linen, which is very nice and I think more sustainable. So let's get going here. I'm going to start with the lightest shade and move my way into the deepest shades. So starting here with this cafe creme color, I have this little Sephora lip brush. We'll see how it goes on with the brush, but I might end up just going in with my finger. That might be easier. Oh, this is okay. Now, I tried each of these colors on yesterday, but I tried them on without makeup, so I find it's really hard for me to gauge how I'm gonna like a lip color, for the most part, if I don't have makeup on with it, because, you know, I just need the whole look to go together to really see how I feel about something and how I think I'll be able to put a product to use. So it's going on nicely. You can see that I have it on the bottom lip here, and it's lighter than my natural lip tone, which is my top lip. Let's put it on the top lip now. Feels quite nice on the lips, very lightweight, slightly moisturizing, but not very moisturizing, but not drying either, I guess. I don't think I detect a scent in it. All right, so that's this cafe creme color. And I think actually that looks pretty nice, but you have to like a really light nude if you're gonna like this. For me, it just depends on the look. I do love the look of a really pale nude with a more smoky eye, and I've got a little bit more, you know, drama going on in the eyes today, and I think this lip actually works quite nicely with it. I think also for me, it's really important to have enough blush on with a pale lip color like this. If I didn't have blush on, like yesterday when I didn't have makeup on, it did not look good. Like, it just really deadened the whole face. So it just kind of depends on the look you're going for. And I think that for me, this is also going to be really useful as a mixing color. So whether I'm mixing it with other shades in the palette, or if I'm adding it to another color I already have on my lips, just to add a little bit of lightness and sort of dull it down a little bit. That is something that I think is useful for me. Like the other day in a video I did, I had used one of the salt tints on my lips and it was just too bright, so I actually added a little bit of concealer in with it. So for me, the shade will hopefully be able to sort of fill that purpose as well, just to lighten up and soften down a lip color. So this is that Cafe Creme second color. All right, I'm back to my natural lip color and I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which I think they describe as the Peony shade. So there's the Peony shade on its own, and then that's just my natural lip color on the top lip. They're actually quite similar. I kind of like the finish of these. They are sheer, but I like how this is just sort of slightly given a little bit of a soft, blurring matte finish to the lip. I think that's quite interesting and unique in my collection anyway. All right, so there's that Peony shade, this one right here, all over my lips. And again, I think this is sort of a similar effect to the first one, but this one is a little bit cooler, a little bit pinker, but it's a similar, you know, very nude, light nude color. But I really do love the finish of these. I think there's something really sophisticated about that sort of blurred, soft matte finish that these have. And since they're so sheer, it does allow a little bit of your natural lip color to shine through. So just be aware of that. That might be something you want, it might not be. But yeah, these two shades I think are quite, they can give a really mod kind of effect, which I think is fun sometimes. So that is that light pink shade. All right, my lips and my brush are cleaned off again, and I'm going to go into this shade here, which they call a warm rose. So there's the warm rose shade just on my bottom lip. And it is bringing a little bit more warmth and color, but it's actually, I think, quite similar to my natural lip tone, just a touch warmer. So there's that bottom shade all on its own. I think this is a really beautiful color, and this for me is truly a My Lips But Better color. It's very similar to my natural lip tone. Looks very natural, but it's just a little bit warmer, and of course, you know, evens out the color a little bit and just brings a little bit more life to the lips and therefore to the whole face. All right, and here we go into the last shade, this one here, which they're calling a Mulled Wine shade. So there's that shade just on the bottom lip. And there is the Mulled Wine shade all over the lips. It's really interesting, this palette, because I think as you get progressively deeper, each shade is just really a step further than the previous one. So this is definitely going to give the most color and depth to the lips, but I think it still looks very natural. It's just more of sort of just bitten or sort of berry stained kind of look with this color. So what I want to do now is create my own custom color, but I'm going to leave this on as the base. I'm just going to blot off the middle a little bit and then build on top with some of the other colors. Blotted off the color on the center of the lips, and now I'm going to go in with this one here and just put this closer to the edges. But leaving the deepest shade right around the very edge of the lips. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into the light pink. And again, just gradually getting closer to the center. They mention that the formula has some sort of plumping benefits to it. And I think especially the two lighter shades, I mean, that's normal with lighter shades anyway. I find, tend to make the lips look more full and plump, but I notice it definitely with these two lighter shades. And I'm putting the lightest one right in the center. And I'll just take my finger and kind of blend it all lightly. And there's a custom version just using all the colors in the palette. So I want to swatch each shade, and then I want to see what all the shades look like swirled together, which may be tricky because I don't want to mess up this beautiful palette, but we'll see. So those are sorry, I have blush swatches that sort of stained my hand, but these are the 4 lip suede swatches. So that's the bottom shade, which is that warm rose. Then we have the Peony, the Cafe Creme, and then that Mulled Wine shade. And that's just a very light swatch of each one, so you can definitely see that they're quite sheer. All right, so I tried to get all those shades together and just see what they look like. So again, sorry about those blush swatches, but that's what the 4 shades together look like, very sheer. I'm just gonna try to build that up a little bit. There we go, a little bit more color. So all the shades together probably most closely resemble this one on its own. Let's just see those next to each other. Yeah, they're similar, but there's more almost a purpliness to this when they're all mixed together, whereas this one is looking a little bit more straight up pinky peachy on its own. And I just wanted to throw in one comparison here. There's only one product I can think of that I have that compares to this one in both tone and sort of finish and texture. It's the Hermes Lip Enhancer. This is the Rose Tan shade. So I just wanted to kind of throw that into the mix and see. So you can see it's actually quite a similar finish. It's very sheer, but a little bit buildable. And I think the color actually is very similar to when I mixed all 4 shades in the Westman Atelier together. Those look very, very similar. So if you're trying to decide on this palette, and maybe you already have that Hermes, or you're just trying to decide between the two, I would say if your plan would be more to just kind of mix these all together, or just to use maybe these 2 deeper shades, you're better off getting the Hermes. I mean, they're both extremely ridiculously expensive, but this one is a little bit less expensive than this little palette. And if your plan is to try and just get that lip enhancing shade with either of these 2, or just by mixing everything together, go for the Rose Ombre. I think they have a very similar feel on the lip too. They're not drying, they're slightly moisturizing, but they're not balmy in any way. And they have similar finishes, both sheer and a little bit buildable, but very natural looking on the lips. And they just give you a little bit more fullness and color to the lips. When I would say this might be worth it for you would be if you're planning to also use the paler shades, you know, either on their own. I think I can see myself using them on their own, but it will be for specific types of looks, like more mod looks or looks that I really want a very pale lip. And sometimes I do really like that look. Or if you wanted these to be able to mix into other shades. So like I said before, whether that be into these ones to tone them down a little bit or into other shades that you might be putting on your lips to just alter the effect a little bit. That's where you might find this one to be more useful. So I think that's about it for me in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. I think this is maybe sold out on the Westman Atelier website, but you know, it's going to be coming back and there's a wait list I think that you can join if you want it. And then I think certain other retailers of theirs have been bringing it in and out of stock. So you can just sort of keep an eye around on the internet. But for my Canadian viewers, this is coming to Holt Renfrew on the 8th of June, so very soon. So if you want to reserve one, because I think these have been selling out really quickly wherever they're being brought into stock. If you wanted to reserve one, just go to the Holt Renfrew website and you can like contact an associate or an assistant and send them a question about it and ask if you might be able to be put on the wait list. So I think that's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. If you'd like to see more from me and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would love for you to do so. Thanks so much. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.